everyone, welcome to the Curious World of Alice. Today we'll be cracking this fellow without a seafood cracker. So many people only eat the lobster tail, but there is so much more to this crustacean. I bought this fellow at $7.98, which is currently on sale. A live lobster at the grocery store would be $16.99 a pound at the moment, and it is lobster season. Typically, companies will cook their lobsters before shipping it if it's hanging on for its dear life, and it will ship them live if it's looking pretty alive. Fun fact, Canada accounts for more than 60% of lobster landings in North America and actually provides more than half of the world's lobster supply. If you buy a lobster live, one of the quick and easy ways to cook it is by boiling. Do keep in mind that there are many places in the world that is illegal to cook them alive, so you would have to figure out how to knock them out. If you're interested in determining the sex of your lobster, female lobsters have a wider tail and wider swim runs. I prefer female lobsters because I like roe, which is unfertilized eggs. Let's get started on how to crack this guy open. First, twist its head off. Most of the liquid that comes out is actually from the sea, and it's probably pretty tasty. Next, you could crush the shell simply by crushing it with your hand. And that's it for the lobster tail. Next, twist off the claws. Just like that. Twist the claws at their joints to break them off. And then you would twist this part off. If it remains inside, just use a little fork. If you do not have a seafood cracker, then you simply use the back of your knife. You just do a little hammering. Definitely with a seafood cracker, it's much less messy, but if you're someone like me, you don't want to have tools where you're only using one sear. Onto the head. Rip the head open. There's a lot of magic hiding in there. The greenish substance is tamale, and in my opinion, it is delicious. Health Canada advises to eat no more than one lobster worth of tamale per day. You'd be surprised, but there's actually a lot happening in these little claws. Depends on how ambitious you are and how much work you want to do, and really how much of this process you're enjoying. So now we rip off each little claw. These parts are not edible, so don't bother trying them. There's something in between them. Yes, there's more. There's more than you think, and there's more than what it seems. So you would open it up. You see all these little pieces, they're all edible. Like I said, depends on how much effort you want to put into this. I've never been diagnosed with this, but I think my body is sensitive to too much seafood. So for example, if I'm touching shrimp for too long, or right now, it's not too bad yet, but I could feel my hands starting to want to itch. And in the past, during lobster season, if I get too excited, I will have maybe 2 lobsters, if not more than one. One is still okay, but with 2 lobsters, I tend to break out a little bit on my face. Not a big deal, and not enough to deter me from eating more. So I think this is a win for me. On to the final part. Rip this segment off. Lobsters, at least in certain part of the world, used to be poor man's food. So in Nova Scotia, because that's where Canadian lobsters come from, it was the cheapest thing you could be eating. And so if you were raised in that part of Canada and you had access to lobster, they would have this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you would have it for sandwiches and soups, whatever whatever you could think of putting lobsters in, probably eating it more than chicken for people from nowadays. And if you think about it now, we really have changed our mindset, and lobster is really for occasions on the most part. Use a bowling pin. You try to squeeze it out, but only to the edge so you don't destroy it and crush it as it's coming out. To top it off, you could turn the lobster into a salad with corn, tomato, and avocado. Add some virgin olive oil with lemon and salt, and you're ready for dinner. If you have any recommendations on what other recipes you could use with lobsters, please leave it in the comments below. Until next time, bye everyone!